And I don't think we should have a single person up at the front. I'm against that.
Thank you.
That's over with.
Thank you.
We need leadership team.
That's right.
Man, woman, elder. Leadership team. So now, they don't have to think about killing Dr. Umar, because if you kill Dr. Umar, they got 10 other people on it. It's like the earthworm. You cut the head off, it grows another head. What's the use?
If we eventually organize,
yes,
we are going to be organized enough to be the power of the world again.
Okay. First question. The reason we're so disorganized is, number one, religious immaturity. I think we use religion too much to solve political problems. That's number one. Scapegoating God for what we don't want to do ourselves. That's number one. Number two, a lack of faith in self. We don't have faith in one another. Those two things together, post-traumatic slavery disease and religious immaturity, contribute to the lack of organization. Another thing that contributes to the lack of organization, we overly depend on the black bourgeoisie for leadership. If I were to ask you to give me 10 leaders in Jamaica, 8 of them are going to be black bourgeoisies. 10. You see, same thing in America. We continue to go to the class most likely to sell you out to lead you to victory. Are y'all following me? Globally, we are under a black bourgeoisie dictatorship, and the reason we find them so attractive is because poor and disorganized people love to follow people who have more than them materially and educationally. You see that? It's a conditioning thing. If you don't have a college degree, I can't follow you. Well, guess what? Some of your greatest minds in Jamaica may be ex-felons. Some of your greatest minds in Jamaica may be homeless. Some of your greatest minds in Jamaica may be the single mother with 5 children. Stop prejudging the potential people have for leadership. We have to stop giving leadership to the black bourgeoisie. They are not committed to us. They are too comfortable to fight for the people on the bottom. And a lot of us are pathetic enough to believe that if we go along with the power structure, Chinese, Indian, Caucasian, we will survive it. Most black people think that if I just shut up, keep my head low, me and my family are going to be the family that escapes all the racism. Not true. Nobody's escaping. But we're stupid enough to think that we will. Now, you said if we get organized, can we overcome? Yes, if we don't make 3 mistakes. Mistake number 1, becoming multicultural. Sooner or later, somebody's going to want to introduce some non-African elements into the struggle. Because that's just how sick we are as black people. Most black people don't believe we can win without non-blacks. And some of us have been so polluted intellectually by religion that we think if there's no black people around, we are sinning against the Lord. So you have to make sure you don't allow no multicultural elements. That's number 1. Number 2, are you sure that your leaders are serving the people and not serving themselves? Because too often we choose egotistical leaders. A leader with an ego bigger than the people will ultimately sell the people out. That's another thing. Your leaders cannot be in love with materialism or money. Your leaders cannot be in love. If he's driving a Mercedes, I'm not choosing him to be no leader. Because you've already shown me you value expensive European goods. I didn't say you got to be impoverished. You don't have to be impoverished. But if I can tell that you have a special appetite for expensive European goods, I know you're not ready to go to jail for me. I know you ain't ready to die for me, and I know you ain't ready to become poor for me. You understand? Whatever you cannot live without, your enemy will use it to control you. You see? Al Sharpton is used to a certain livelihood now. Al Sharpton ain't going to give that up for black people. You see what I'm saying? So you got to study your potential leaders. What are their appetites and what do they value? Because if you choose the wrong leader, everybody can be ready, but if you choose the wrong leader, we're going to lose. Leadership means everything when it comes to the struggle. And I don't think we should have a single person up at the front. I'm against that.
Thank you.
That's over with.
Thank you.
We need leadership team.
That's right.
Man, woman, elder, leadership team. So now, they don't have to think about killing Dr. Umar, because if you kill Dr. Umar, they got 10 other people on it. It's like the earthworm. You cut the head off and grow another head. What's the use? So we need teams who can check each other's ego, check each other's agenda. Not no one person at the top. They're either going to be killed or co-opted. We got to stop making it so easy. You feel me? But we can do it, man. We just ain't hungry enough yet. African people don't hunger for freedom the way that we used to. Most of us are comfortable under oppression as long as we have what we need. Who's my number 2? Queen.
Hi, Doctor.
How you know?
My question is, what is the reason why all over the world that I've traveled to, all of the government officials, they're always in a Freemason? What's that role? It's almost like they have them tricked, conned into doing the global white power structure agenda. They're always in a Freemason. I just don't understand it. What role is that or type of organization playing in our destruction?
Right. And I will not say that all black Freemasons are anti-black community, because some of them do some good works. Some of our earliest black Freemasons were actually Pan-Africanists. I'll give you 2. Prince Hall from Boston and Major Dr. Martin Robinson Delaney, who came up with the phrase Africa for the Africans. Marcus Garvey borrowed that from Martin Delaney and he added to those at home and those abroad. But I will say, one of the reasons I'm not a Freemason, because I've been asked to join several times. One of the reasons I'm not a Freemason is I cannot be a part of anything that requires my loyalty above and beyond African people. Are y'all following me? So I cannot be a Mason, because to be a Mason, that brotherhood supersedes my loyalty to African people. I cannot do that. And you understand? I'm not judging nobody else, but when I come before my people, they need to know I don't belong to any secret society. I'm not beholden to any unseen power. I'm as free a black man as they come. Do you feel me? Freemasonry would take that away from me. But to answer your question, the Freemasons were one of the original white global power structures. Once upon a time, white power was controlled through the Freemasons. It still is to some extent. But I would argue that the Bilderbergers have taken over the Freemasons as the preeminent circle for global white power. And if you haven't studied the Bilderbergers, please do. Founded in 1954 at Hotel de Bilderberg, it comprises the round table of the most powerful white people in the world. They are the ones who set policy now. Freemasons are still relevant. Illuminati is still relevant. Order of Rome is still relevant. Rothschilds are still relevant. Morgans are still relevant. But Bilderbergs are the #1 group right now. Please study the Bilderbergs. There's no black people in the Bilderbergs.
What about the Boule?
Well, the Boule is the black coon fraternity that serves the whites. And the Boule was founded in Philadelphia, by the way, with the help of Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois, who helped destroy Marcus Garvey. A Pan-Africanist himself, who helped destroy Marcus Garvey. He did apologize to Queen Mother Amy Jakes Garvey for what he did after Garvey's death, but it was already too late. You destroyed him over jealousy and ego. So yeah, them secret societies, I'm not against a brother or sister just because they in one, but I do have to question your loyalty. Because if that brotherhood means more to you than us, how can I trust you? It's no different than those of y'all in these religions, where you're taught a Christian life has more meaning than a regular African life that's not Christian. This is the same situation. You feel me? Because now it's like, okay, I'm a Christian. Dr. Umar not a Christian. I've been brainwashed to believe that the Christian life is worth more than a non-Christian life. When your bourgeoisie Christian brothers ask you to turn on me, or your bourgeoisie white Christians ask you to turn on me, what do? In other words, we got to be careful of any black person that has a loyalty to any group or any interest above and beyond the race. One of the things I'm most thankful for is having never joined any organization at all that could represent a conflict of interest for the freedom struggle. I'm very happy with that. That was my number 2. Who's my 3? Stepped off. Where my 4? Go ahead, beloved.
Dr. Umar, I'd like to appreciate this. I greet you and I bring glad tidings from motherland, Nigeria, Africa.
Nigeria, I'll be there in October. Yes, sir. What part of Nigeria?
I'm from the Middle Belt. It's probably a place where you don't know, ever heard of. We are warriors where I'm from.
Okay.